Hello. We're doing something a little different for a Thursday. The new Arknights collab has dropped. Hero, hi! Swaggy! I managed to get all three. I saw. Oh, wow! Congrats. So I was just explaining that the new collab has dropped, and well, 35 turns into a fight. Oh, that's a lot of. That's a battle. I couldn't wait until tomorrow to check it out. So we're down to today. We'll see if we can get some of the event done and see what they have in store for us. You're soloing? Hermie, is it are you doing a mirror dungeon, or like what fight are you doing? What fight are you doing? Like has to be some boss of something. MD wouldn't last that long. I had to ask. An event stage and you're soloing it? This seems a bit sus. This seems a bit. I'm like, look at this art though, guys. Honestly. I am impressed with the art. I really, really am. And I love Limbus's style of the moving graphic novel. Absolutely adore it. So, I mean, gosh, Limbus Company and Arknights. You demand Gamba? Well, we'll see what happens, okay, Kat? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yo, Darkness! Hello, hello, hello! How are you doing? So I do an interesting thing where I'm on my computer and I'll have Limbus in the background, and I usually have it audio off. So I have actually logged in once today already, about 5 minutes ago, to download the update for tonight, but also I got like part of the login rewards and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if I need any of these, so I'm just gonna go one. We got, you know, that. And strawberry. Yes, you can have a strawberry. And check Cat with. Yes. That is what we are doing today, Cat. We are checking that we are. Yeah. No, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah. So, it happens automatically on login. So I just got it. Blip. Blip, Yoshi. Blip. Okay, you can play Minecraft. Love you. And blah, blah. So we're gonna have a look at the event first, because Arknights, hello. I think I need to. Hentai! Hentai. Are you here for my Gamba? Hentai, are you here for my Gamba? Ooh, Lamassa's Pilgrimage of Compassion. I need to do my dailies? Yeah, I need to do my dailies. But let's have a look at this event. Oh, it looks good. Looks good. What do we get? Just standard rewards? Maybe we should sacrifice hentai? Okay, alright, so we're getting Title Elegy. We're getting Title Elegy for free at 1,000 points. We gotta see if we can get 1,000 points. I wish you could see what these were. Like, I wish you could really see them. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. Alright. So, we're gonna try and get to 1,000 first, and then we'll mop up all the other little bits and pieces. Event bonus units. Oh. If I use any of the E.G.O.s, they will boost my currency. Okay. Wolf, why aren't you finished with the previous event? What do you mean, cat? Oh, yeah, the springtime? Because I can't do this. I wasn't anybody not past Canto 8, they couldn't actually do the event. We could only do the reward exchanges, and look, I got most of the stuff. Okay, I just wasn't really impressed with this. I didn't really want it, to be honest. And yeah, banners. Yay. Yay. How is everybody? A bunch of VTubers? Yeah. Just need to be on the team. I mean, reward exchange? Yeah. Reward exchange. I don't know. I just didn't do enough mirror dungeons. Yeah, he's the rooster, wasn't he? Wasn't he the rooster? Pretty sure he was the rooster. Yeah. So yes, we will do new events. Lazy wolf? Yeah, I'm all sorts of wolves. And Yushi, how are you doing? Are you feeling any better? I hope you're feeling better. It's been almost a week since you got sick. I hope that means that you're better. You are allowed to do this event, by the way. Just don't do hard. Why? Because you don't think I can do it? I'll read the story anyway. If there's spoilers, there's spoilers. You can do hard. Thanks, Hermie. Nice. Wait. Excuse me? I get 4 people? Squeeze me? I mean, they're as good IDs as any, I guess. So we get only the IDs that we've got E.G.O.s for. 5 is Gregor solo? Blank! Why? Why? Do it. I'll do the first one and see what this is. I've never seen it, so I want to see what it is. I want to see. We want you to suffer like we all have. Hey, you're the ones who chose to do solos, not me. I was exploring a lobotomy corporation branch when my consciousness sinks into the depths. The sense of cognition, itself a concept without form, floats into the shadow of an ever-widening river, swept up in its currents to nowhere. Hi, Tap! Love the chill vibes? Yes. When we ran into an abnormality. But Sway told us that Hong Yun's lobotomy core branch should be free of any abnormalities. The abnormality which had appeared out of nowhere was more otherworldly than we'd encountered so far in our journey, and deep blue. Was fathomlessly blue and seemed to have a pull that endlessly drew us into itself. Just as I was about to recall this abnormality, a myriad of sceneries and a flood of incalculable thoughts crashed into my mind like wild waves before ebbing away from its shores. Oh no, hentai, you're leaving! Why you leave me? Don't go to work! Watch me! Watch me! I was already lost and adrift somewhere within my own consciousness when I realized this. Just how long am I going to be adrift? The sensation of my own consciousness floating away is quite an unfamiliar one. I need the microphone closer, I think. Bye, hentai. Bye. Love your work, buddy. I floated about in that strange state for a while. An unfamiliar voice seizes my aimlessly drifting consciousness. Are you Dante? Dang it. Dang it, guys. Dang it. This is not voiced. I was hoping against hope it was voiced. The fog of my vision clears as the voice breaks through the waves, and a concerned expression comes into view. Yes, I am. Ah, what a relief! Gregor, I think Dante has come too. So, who are... I was about to ask further questions to this stranger with particularly long, animal-like ears, but... I felt the drowsiness coursing back with the terrifying memories of the dream, rendering me unable to speak. I have to get a hold of myself. After an indeterminate amount of time had passed, I barely managed to wake myself from slumber to get a grasp of my surroundings, only to find myself surrounded by more unfamiliarities. There was that stranger from earlier, sitting atop a rock and silently taking in the sights. A young girl who probably saved my life. Wait, so were those animal ears after all? Okay, that's not important right now. I have to prioritize figuring out just where in the world I ended up in. Figging out, by the way, not figuring. Figging. As read by Wolf's sister, right here. So, we're standing by the Iberian coastline. How are you feeling? Armageddon! Armageddon, the collab. A little out of it, but I'm okay otherwise. Iberia? Huh? Yes, we're in Iberia. Well, given that we're next to an ocean, maybe I drifted all the way to E.G.O.s Great Lake. Iberia was an unfamiliar name, but that was all I had to go on, given that the city was still full of more unknowns than knowns to me. I radioed your colleagues when you were briefly woke up earlier. They'll be here any minute. By the way, guys, I don't play Arknights. I have no idea what these people sound like. Bleh. I see. Deal with it. Wait, my colleagues? You must have run into the sinners then. The fog of my mind immediately cleared as soon as I realized that the sinners were all nowhere to be seen. Sinners? I think so. I ran into them earlier. They were looking all over the place for someone with a clock on their head. Wait, sorry, I read that wrong. Clock for their head? The Arknight people sound Japanese. The Limbus people sound Korean. Oh, wow. Thanks, Arma. Thank you. Love your work. Love your work. It was pretty unique description, so I could tell it was... I'm obviously not a rabbit, guys. Come on. It was a pretty unique description, so I could tell right away that you were the person they were looking for. So this clock head does come in handy. But Swaggy, there you are. I missed you, buddy. I missed your button mashing. Manager Bud! Dante! I'd woken up in an unfamiliar place to an unfamiliar face, and in the midst of this all-around sense of displacement, the faces that appeared before me were certainly a sight for sore eyes. I mean, if I do have eyes. Yeah, buddy? Oh, but you gotta do it. You got school tomorrow. I know. But, buddy, it's the last day. It's the last day tomorrow, and then you've got 2 weeks off. Yeah. Yeah, you can go to bed late every night. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. Gregor! Hong Lu! Miss Rabbit here told... Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Alright. Where were we? Miss Rabbit here told me she found you unconscious by the ocean, and I came as fast as I could, and oh boy. I was worried that something bad might have happened. Glad you're here, doing fine. For some reason, Gregor is now southern. Were you lost at sea? I don't know. Well, I do think I'm fine though. What was that noise? I guess not having any way to drink water has finally come in handy. You should go get that checked out just in case. Wait, your head's waterproof, right? Gregor takes a moment to steady his breathing, then mutters a casual quip as he lights a cigarette. Well, he doesn't seem that concerned. Maybe we're not actually in that much danger. So, what happened? Where are we? Do you remember entering that lobotomy core brand Zishin told us about? Yeah. Yeah, we ran into a new abnormality and got sucked into it before we even had the chance to do anything. Man, I really thought it was it for us. Especially with you getting sucked in there too, Manager Bud. When we came to, despite waiting, why can't I not hear their beautiful voices? Despite waking up with our faces down in some ditch, we were all fine without a scratch. That was quite the mess when we realized you'd gone missing. We wanted to search for you immediately, but it took a while before we got a better bearing of where we were. So we're not at E.G.O.s Great Lake? Some of us considered that to be a distinct possibility, but it's unlikely. Ishmael was really certain that we were not in District 21. Thanks, Swaggy. I can count on you. She did concede, though we might be in an unknown area within the Great Lake of the outskirts, but it doesn't seem likely either, given what the rabbit-eared lady there said. Gregor, can you take stupid cigarette out of your mouth? the outskirts region of the Great Lake. I've met all kinds of people from all over Terra, but I've never met anyone who referred to the Iberian Sea that way. Blank, it's your turn, Blank? It's your turn. Okay, thank you. This whole, this entire stream is just going to be words are hard. Terra? Iberia? As I found myself puzzled by these unfamiliar terms, a very obvious question suddenly struck me. Speaking of which, who are you? Wow, that took them long enough. Huh? Really? You fellas haven't introduced yourselves to each other yet? It's just it's all a lot to take in. It's understandable. You did just wake up from a pretty harrowing experience. Actually, would you like to do the honors yourself? I'm Amiya, the leader of Rhodes Island. Please, just call me Amiya. Wait, didn't she just say... Hi, I'm Amiya. Just call me Amiya? Okay. Okay. Wait. I mean, look, I told you that I don't play Arknights, but I did try it. I did try. Isn't that one of the first things she says? Isn't that a callback? Like that's an Easter egg? Or am I tripping? I'm not sure. I'm Dante, manager at Limbus Company. I know I'm late, but thanks for saving my bacon. It seems that this road. Alright, man, why? Why was I excited for this? It seems that this is it Rodeo or Rodeo? Island is a pretty big corporate. Can you stop, guys? It's just words are hard. Words are hard. At least it's not coming up on the actual like channel feed. Oh, the chat. Gregor trails off ominously and scratches his head before continuing in some mild trepidation. This young lady with the rabbit ears doesn't know what the head is. At all. As far as I know, there aren't any organizations in Terra with the same characteristics as the one Mr. Gregor explained. At least, not with a name like the Head. Also, sorry, it's Rhodes Island, not Rodeo. Sorry, Gregor's kind of bad with names. So, what you're saying is that we're not in the city anymore. It'd be weird for any higher-ups at these huge corporations to know less about the Head than we do, let alone be completely clueless about it. Well, maybe they've tumbled into a previously undiscovered zone of the outskirts or the ruins. Probably. Or maybe we've really found ourselves in a completely different world. Hi, bad guy! If their conjecture is correct, we're in way bigger trouble than I thought. Ow, ow. Ow! Hi, Doc! This wasn't like the time we accidentally stranded ourselves in the outskirts via a door in the corridor. Why is that? Sorry, something's just flickering at me. Amiya stared at me with concern as though she felt my distress. Oh, that didn't work. Hairdresser? Why doesn't the hairdresser work? works sometimes. Do you know why though? This is because it randomized into the exact same style that I have on at the moment. So I'll be changing. What have we got? What again? There we go. Ah, we got the buns today. We got the buns today. The buns. The buns. An Arknights collab? Yes. Yes. Arknights collab. Really? Oh, I didn't read that other one. Oh. Yes. Recently, I'm not prepared for this. I don't know why I thought I could do this tonight. I should have just waited for tomorrow. Yes. Recently, anomalous I know how to say this word. Anomalous signs and events have been occurring in Iberia ever since a mysterious dimensional door appeared at sea. Now that was just bait. And it's been said that this dimensional door is connected to something very, very distant, to something we've never observed before. So, seems reasonable to theorize that the dimensional door is how we managed to cross over to this world. I really would have appreciated Faust's input. Where'd all the other sinners go anyway? Bit late on the uptake to be gawking around for the other sinners now, don't you think? They're at a settlement near here, where they're all helping out with various odds and ends of the village, while taking turns searching for Dante, of course. What the hell did you just do, Gregor? You know, I never thought about how difficult it would be to search for someone when we're, like, fish out of water, too. And I barely got even a wink of sleep since yesterday. Everyone's got to be really tired, then. So, it's just you two out here for now? No, Ishmael and Yisung are the other half of the search party, and we just happen to be the last group in the rotation. They must be searching elsewhere to find you, Manager Bud. We got the news early thanks to Amiya's comms gear, but the other team didn't. Yeah, we got lucky. The other team, well, we don't have any way to get in touch with them, so they'll probably continue their search until their shift is done. Oh, are we talking about that village you mentioned earlier? Right, you've not been there yet, huh? Guess it's a bit off the beaten path. Well, we're going to have to rendezvous. Fuck! We're gonna have to fuck, apparently. Oh my god. You're gonna run out of points at this stage, Swaggy. You're just gonna run out of points. At this, it's just gonna be a thing. Oh, okay. Let me just. Okay. Well, we're going to have to rendezvous with the other sinners anyway, so let's head to the village for now. Something seemed to pique Amiya's interest as she fell into a contemplative silence before carefully speaking up. I would like to accompany you out there. Sure, don't see why not. You helped us find Manager Bud, and more importantly, you seem to know a lot more about this place than we do. I actually don't know Iberia that well either, but I should be able to be of some help. They've closed their borders and have practically locked out any foreign influence from affecting them, but I did get a briefing before the mission. Closed borders, huh? Then how did you get in, Miss Amir? We followed Dr. Kaltzit's directions and illegally crossed the country border. Oh, God. Illegally crossed the country border. Illegally? Oh, does that mean you crossed the border without obtaining any permission, Amir? We had to cross the border somehow in order to investigate how and why the dimensional door came to be. Is it normal for pharmaceutical companies to be doing that? Large pharmaceutical companies often dispatch their agents for missions. Yes. Rhode Island is, in its essence, a pharmaceutical company researching treatments for people infected with neuropathy. But we also work to prevent and assist in the management of various situations that can occur in high-risk areas. High-risk areas, huh? Wait, what about your companion? I doubt you came all the way here on your own. That's, we were forced to split up due to certain forces that were in pursuit. Wait, stop! Amir's ears twitched as she came to a stop and began scanning the surrounding area. Then, there! As we stood about confused, Amir, noticing something, pointed toward the seashore hidden behind large and cragged rock formations. What are we supposed to... Huh? There, we saw someone wielding a lengthy greatsword, bickering with two familiar faces. Again, move. You're in the way. You needn't worry as you do. We have had ample experience battling monsters who are much like them. Listen, I'm not worried. It's... Come on, better to have 3 fighters than 1, right? Besides, you're the first person we ran into out here, so we've got a lot of questions to ask. Yisung! Ishmael! Dante, you are unharmed. And here I was, getting ready for a 3 days long search. What a relief. We were all really worried that we might never be able to find you. We managed to find them thanks to help from Miss Amir here. Amir? Are you two acquainted? Not a good time for you. Not a good time for a reunion. It can wait. Oh, aren't you sick of pressing that button already, Swoggy? It can wait until after we take out the sea monsters. Scotty, are those organisms the sea mons, like Dr. Kaltz had mentioned? Nope. Are you here for the story? Or are you here for the words, Swoggy? Are you here for me? Or are you here for whatever comes out of my mouth? They're sea terrors, to be specific. The less sophisticated ones among them. I'm in MD. So all you have is just listening to me. Oh, poor you. Oh, my camera's pissing me off. Why? Oh, this camera. I need a new camera. Sea terrors? I hear that sounded weird in my ears. I hear the sticky noise of some viscous slithering against the rocks. Oh my god. When I turn to face the origin of the unsettling noise, I smell the heavy, wet scent of brine. and raising a horse girl on my phone while watching. Wow, multitasking. Oh, what is that? Okay. At the end of my gaze awaits strange monsters. Unlike distortions, unlike abnormalities, unlike anything I'd ever seen. It is so. It is as though the sea itself is encroaching on. How? How are you doing it? I was almost certain we went at the Great Lake, but I'm not so sure anymore. Her experiences with the thick scent of brine at the Great Lake must have put her in a wary mood. And Ishmael seemed to be a lot more apprehensive about these monsters than anyone else. Do you think those creatures could be whales? Or mermaids? I don't know. The Great Lake and the outskirts are full of unexplored mysteries, after all. Dante, what do your senses say? It's unclear. I'd say the closest comparison I could make is with the whales, but even that's not conclusive. More enemies on the horizon! We should prepare for battle! Doesn't seem like we can talk things out with them, though. So, let's take them out. Woohoo! Let's go.
Limbus Company の皆さんとご一緒できて本当に嬉しいです。
That was her voice! That was her voice! What? Okay. Okay. This is a collaboration of love. We are loving. Also, what do these things do? Slam down. They inflict sinking. 33 minus 33%, whatever. Convert all coins on this skill to unbreakable. Oh, what? 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 So the more you bring them down... Oh, God. When Armageddon said she sounds Japanese, she sounds Japanese. I mean, I thought she was speaking Japanese just then. She said des. Isn't that Japanese? She also said Limbus Company, which was interesting. Alright, well, I don't have much of a choice here. Yeah, she speaks Japanese. Yeah, that's what I thought. Is she an available announcer? Like actually available? And does she only ever speak Japanese? Because that's amazing if that happened. She's a paid announcer. Oh, okay. Japid! Oh, so she won't ever be available again. Okay. Fair enough. She's kind of cute sounding. Like, my team has no synergy whatsoever. I don't really care. We'll get there. Heavily wounded? Hey, I staggered them all. Sweet.
시간 끌 것 없이 지금은 좋았어요. 지금은 좋았어요.
그 다음 목표로 다시 못살게 구는 일은 없을 것이오. 불타버려.
I love Firefish Squiggle. Oh, wait, what? What was that? Oh my gosh. I was hoping they would do something silly and have Amiya understand Dante. Weren't Amiya and Dante talking to each other? Are you are confusing me, Swaggy. You're confusing me. I thought Amiya and Dante were talking to each other. Okay. All remaining enemies have retreated to the sea. Good work, everyone. Ugh. Didn't think I'd have to deal with anything remotely like this outside the Great Lake. If the other sinners are there, they always relay the message. But in the very beginning, it was just Amir and Dante, and they were clearly talking to each other. Right? Weren't they? Dang, I'm gonna have to go back to the other one for the log. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I'm gonna be like jumping in and out. Yeah, didn't think I'd have to deal with anything remotely like this outside the Great Lake. You can say that again. It would have taken us a whole day if that Scardy character didn't occupy the other half while Miss Rabbit helped us from a distance. As we were catching our breath after the battle, I heard a brief hum. When I turned to look at its source, I saw Scardy glaring at me with palpable alarm. Strange people who transform. And a head of clock. I guess they're both technically true. While it's nothing more than a theory at this point, I think they have a lot to do with the dimensional door we're supposed to be investigating. Nice to meet you, I guess? I only hear a ticking clock. Ooh, that's because only us sinners can hear Dante's voice. Huh? What's up? No, I'm just wondering how Miss Amiya can seemingly understand Dante. Yeah. What's going on there? Huh. Yeah, it completely flew over my head, but I didn't even question how weird this is. Their voice sounds like a ticking clock to me too, but I don't know. It's almost like I can sense what they're trying to say, what kind of emotion they're trying to convey. Okay. Her explanation reminded me of the blue boy in Sinclair's past, but I didn't quite feel the uncanny sensation from Amiya that I felt from them. Well, there you go, I was right. So she can read me kind of like how Virgilius can, I guess? Strika, hello, hello! Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. That's true. It's been a bit of a hassle to always need Faust or Honglu to translate for you, Dante. I'd like to know exactly how she can understand Dante, but I don't think we've got the luxury of time to sit down and figure this out. So, are we heading back? Sounds like the plan. It's not like we know anywhere else to go, right? Oh, and Miss Rabbit here will be tagging along too. She said she'd help us find our way back. I'm glad to be working with you two also, Miss Ishmael. Mr. Honglu. Took the words right out of my mouth. You've already helped us plenty, and you clearly know a lot more about this place than we do. The journey is long. Perhaps embarking on it ere the sun's fall would be wise. How long's the journey? No idea. It's not like we have a clock with us. I do know that it's not very far, though. We just need to walk along the coastline for a bit. Wow, Gregor. Skadi quietly points in my direction. Oh, Dante can't tell us the time because they're not on time. Then why the clockhead? I didn't exactly choose to get myself a clock-shaped head. I looked away from Skadi's inquisitive eyes, which were quite solidly fixed on my head. The coasts of Iberia are hardly good places for people to live. Those things can go anywhere in this world, but they thrive at places that meet the ocean. So how did people manage to build a village at a place like this? The monsters are called seaborns, or sea terrors, yes? While it is true that they pose certain difficulties, they were hardly the kind of monsters with the strength to bring scourge and drive out the local populace. Don't judge them based on that brief skirmish. She's telling us to be on our guard, right? Skadi can be a bit curt, but she's not a bad person. I don't think she said anything wrong. Nothing rules out the existence of stronger variants of these creatures being out there. Skadi's concern only served to fan my curiosity, but something about her expression communicated that I probably shouldn't pry. So I quietly quickened my pace as we walked to the village. Oh, it was you.
어딘가에 담고 싶군.
I feel sad without my Dawn and without my Heathcliff. Village of the Dead Lighthouse. This hardly looks like a village. It's more like the ruins of one, isn't it? It does seem to like... It doesn't seem like they've done any proper upkeep to the place. Not in a while, at least. They're really here. Living together. The strange buildings tell the stories of former prosperity, but from a bygone era. Our steps leave no footprints in the wet, muddy ground on it. In the wet, muddy ground. On it, I see a rotting sign marked with the name Faro Muerto. Everywhere I look in this village, I see evidence of long, silent abandonment. Naruto! Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? Hi. Sorry, I'm buzzing in and out. I'm doing things with my son and stuff. How are you today? We don't see these kinds of abandoned looking ruins often in the city either. Well, yeah, there's always someone or something out there waiting to capitalize on free real estate. Be it a syndicate or a corporation and fix it up. Better than this, at least. You're good? Yay! So, where are the sinners? Ah, there's a clearing down there where... I think I know who this is. We were entrapped betwixt a twain of great ships, narrowing, winds against our sail. Ooh. And that is when young Ishmael boomed, her command most resonant. Say no more. I didn't even have to try to search for them. That unmistakably sonorous and familiar voice echoing triumphantly between the empty buildings. That's Don Quixote's voice when she's sharing her adventurous tales. There she was, standing atop a low podium like an actor on stage, regaling a group of people in rags with tales of our adventures like a travelling thespian. Answers, ye dogs! Oarsmen! 'Tis a moment I, Ishmael, the first mate of vessel Mephistopheles, shall never... Ah! Stop! Hold on! Just what do you think you're doing? Young Ishmael, unhand my mouth, for I was just about to regale them with the most fantastic adventures of the great Manager Esquire! Verily, thou hast returned with Manager Esquire safely in tow. What? They found Clockhead? A burning clock for a head? When I was a child, I heard a story about a legendary Sarkaz with a flaming head. Why would someone like that visit our humble village? While their exterior may carry elements that inspire fear in some, there is no cause for alarm. Yeah, they might look like that, but they're Dante, our manager, and the rest are... Oh, hello. I'm sorry, who are you two? They're two very nice people who helped us find Dante. This is Miss Amia, leader of Rhodes Island. And this is Miss Scotty, their operator. They'll be coming along with us for a while. with us? We believe that the dimensional door, which we at Rhodes Island are investigating, has something to do with why you suddenly woke up here in Iberia. Azamiya was bringing the sinners up to speed. The villagers, who were staring at us curiously, approached us. Did our conversation manage to convince them that we're not a threat? I sure hope so. Are you friends of our saviors? Sorry, that wasn't a question. That was not a question. You are friends of our saviors. Saviors? Verily, 'tis quite the grand title, yet that is indeed the word by which we addressed, okay. To be more precise, by saviors they are referring only to Faust and Otis. Altus? Altus. To Faust and Altus. I could not care less if I got Otis's name wrong. Faust gave me a light nod when we made contact, but I could tell that her lips were drawing a very, very subtle smiling eye. So, I'm guessing something did happen. They were quite mistrustful upon our initial arrival. What business do outsiders have here? Oh, well, what if they're from the Inquisition? Oh no, what do we do after all we went through to get here? Calm yourselves, everyone. None of them is carrying what appears to be their scriptures or lamps. Let's first try to see who they are. Man, I don't think they're gonna trust us anytime soon. This is the longest word I've ever heard her use. They're all curmudgeons. Let's STNC, then PTSD. Ah! Oh my gosh, are we at an hour? What? Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. You can't do that, Ryoshu. We can't pillage their storage depots. It looks like they already have it hard enough as it is. Alright. Something stuck in my teeth. It's a piece of strawberry. I've got strawberries. I'm snacking on strawberries. Yeah. I don't think STNC is a good way to get started either. Should we just help elsewhere? Just look at how thin their arms are. I don't think they're in any shape to help us out. Perhaps we could inquire as to our whereabouts ere we are to decide our lodging. While the landscape is certainly reminiscent of E.G.O.s, but I don't recall seeing or learning anything. Blah, far out, man. But I don't recall seeing or learning about any place that looks like this, though I can't say I've been to every corner of E.G.O. Bloody hell. I ask it. Oh, I can't remember that guy's voice. Holy crap. I just choked on air. Hi, Steffi. Hello. Yes, I'm okay. Oh my gosh. Oh. Whew. Okay. I'll be back. Have to bring my little brother to school. Okay, Striker. I ask again, what business do outsiders have here? You're not really. Let me make you warm tea, bring snacks and blanket. Oh, thanks, Steffi. No, I'm okay. I just like I gulped in a big fresh like a far out, man. I breathed in too much air at once, and my throat couldn't take it, and I coughed. Then I couldn't stop coughing because I kept trying to breathe, and then it was like, no, you don't breathe now. You just cough. You just die. That's my body, guys. Their fingers are tightening around the grips of their weapons. Prolonged silence with more fuck. Do you know what? I don't think it's a problem with my pronunciation. I don't think it's a I think it's literally a problem with my reading. Like I'm not reading the words properly. Neither do I. Can't stop because of allergy and weather changes. Ugh, yeah. Like, I actually think it's because I'm not reading it properly. Is he out already? Oh, he must have been very tired. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay, though. Prolonged silence will most likely turn this into a hostile encounter. We can't have that. Hi, we're from Limbus Company. We're fixers of justice. Yeah, that. Because of wait, you don't know when to keep it down. Fixers? That over there is a ship blueprint, isn't it? Are you looking to repair a vessel by any chance? All these construction materials seem to suggest so. Chief! This does not concern you. It's not something a mere outsider can understand. Curious. I've never seen an energy source like this before. Have you run the test to rule out any stability issues? It seems to power the heat exchanger via some method comparable to the utilization of fusion energy. Have you any thoughts on this, Miss Faust? The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there are certainly flumbers. This event is going to be 3 hours long because I can't read a fucking word. Please, sweethearts, for the love of God, say something I can understand without rereading thrice. Babes, I love you, but I feel more illiterate than Heathcliff. Yes! Distant. Oi, the hell's that supposed to mean? Yeah, I do. Thank you, Kaka. Thank you. Hi, Ben. The general design structure is somewhat old-fashioned, but there certainly are inspired parts to this design, particularly with the usage of the core energy source. While its stability would need to be further studied, this technology seems to be incredibly energy efficient. You identified all that merely by glancing at this blueprint? You must be the village chief, then. If so, I have a proposition for you. In return for assisting with the ship repair, we were promised a ride on their vessel. Miss Faust has theorized that perhaps by going out to sea, we may be able to find a way to return to whence we came. Does that mean we can find a way back out there in the sea? Well, fuck it. Nothing is certain yet, Dante. At this moment, we are working based on a hunch. You know what? My throat hurts. A hunch? Yeah, I just hydrated. Thank you. Sensing the implicit omen in I don't know if I'm reading like a 3-year-old. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I can't even like talk properly. What the hell? Oh, God. Okay. Sensing the implicit omen in her choice of word, for fuck's sake. I slowly turned around to look at Faust, who's nodded solemnly and responds. Whatever, you guys can read. If we're really in a different way, hang on, you're Limbus players, most of you. You can't read. You can read about as good as I can. If we're really in a different world, even her just says shelter love. Has to be. No issues were encountered in the repair process. Sorry, I'm really gonna get through this. Faust smiles faintly as she looks around. Then she pulls me in by my hems. She whispers in a low voice. My connection to Giselle's shaft is currently operating at suboptimal level, Dante. It's not that you read words like a 3-year-old when they use words like the Throngler, Electrovasi, and expect us to know what they mean without grammar. I haven't even come across those words yet. So, it's still connected, at least. Indeed, it is. However, even changes of simple information are taking up to dozens of hours by current calculation. Is this a warp train situation? Because we're... Oh, hang on. Had to burp for some reason. The cause should be identical. We have been connected to an identified, unpredictable dimension. It's not used in Limbus in reality, but that's how some of these words feel, sis. Yeah, right? However, Faust is aware that the pathway to our I just feel like they're all those words. Even like the and door. Like, ugh. Our original dimension is yet to close this time, unlike the situation back aboard the warp train. So, to get back to where we came from... Indeed, traveling through the pathway is the most feasible solution. Also, how you doing, Kaka? Welcome back. And from that, you came up with the whole plan to repair the ship and sail out to sea. Yes, well, I am also a genius after all. Wow. Faust. Amia conjectured that we probably came through a dimensional door of sorts. Looks like that dimensional door might be what Faust is looking for. I'm trying to relax while I'm reading and like munching and stuff because I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself. With high likelihood, yes. At least that's the way back. At least there's a way back. At least there's no way back. At least I don't want to go back. At least there is no back. I find myself calming down a little. Throwing hands with the ocean saved me from my help. Oh, speaking of which, When do you think we can wrap up the repair job? I don't even know what that was. Don't ask. As fortune would have it, a majority of the most time-consuming parts of the repair have already been completed by the locals. It shouldn't take us more than a day or two to get its core parts ship-shape again, Executive Manager. We'll be staying here a few more days then. How did you manage last night? Well, like I said earlier, we've been keeping ourselves busy looking for you this whole time. We took turns helping with the repairs and resting, but I doubt any of us got a proper night's rest. Still, we weren't cold thanks to the villagers who kept the fire going for us all night. Not to mention how they helped us a ton with that local map they drew us. Oh, also, Chief handed us this earlier. What's it for? Ah, looks like a sack to collect water. Give it here. I know how to get that installed. It must be to repay Miss Faust and Miss Otis's efforts at repairing their ship. Yet, the service they provide us is certainly quite generous, even when taking the transactional nature into account. They're really giving us the best treatment they can, huh? As for food, we managed to fill ourselves with some cookies and bread Roger keeps in her pockets. Roger! Didn't want to eat into their food supply when they're already pretty tight, you know? She carries enough cookies and bread for 12 people. Roger! They did offer us some nosh, those dried fish things, but we refused. I ain't about taking food from the needy. No need to concern yourselves so much with our hospitality. She's got pockets of holding. Yeah, absolutely. You have done more than enough to earn your keep. I don't know why he sounds like an old witch, but he does. Big giant Russian woman is big giant food lover. Praise be. I turned around to look at the source of that low rumbling voice. Low rumbling voice? No. I turned around to look at the source of the high-pitched witchling voice. And an old man in an outfit that seemed to distinguish itself amongst the other villagers. There you are, Chief. Is there anything for us? Is there... So fucking hell. Is there any place for us to stay the night? I'm so sorry I'm swearing so much. This is just ridiculous. We do have places to shelter from the misty humidity, at the very least. There's an empty building there, so feel free to occupy it for the night. Oh, are you sure? I mean, I don't mind sleeping in the streets myself. Hey! Speak for yourself! I've been looking forward to sleeping with a roof over my head since, like, yesterday. You'll catch cold sleeping in the elements in this environment, which is fine by me for the rest of you. Oh, okay, she's throwing everybody under the bus. But we cannot afford to have the executive manager or our honored guests suffer that fate. Honored guests? I heard what happened from the 4 who left in search of the executive manager. First, I would like to begin by imparting my infinite gratitude to you for finding and rescuing the executive manager. I hear that you are a leader at a pharmaceutical company. This acquaintance shall certainly come in handy in case our stay becomes significantly prolonged. Haha. I don't really care. I'm just surprised by her boldness to say something so materialistic when we're standing right there. Oh, thank you, Otis. The tinied one deserves the most gentle treat. Can I stay in your village too, Chief? The village chief took a brief glance at the hems by her right wrist, then nodded. Okay, I think they're meaning cuffs. I think that's, yeah. Welcome to Fara Muerto. You are welcome to stay for as long as you want. Aha! And please, do let me know if you find yourselves without food. Our food supply may be tight, indeed. I don't know, guys. I'm tired already. I think it's because I've made so many mistakes. But we do have enough to share with those who helped repair the vessel. Ooh, you better not go back on your word later. I wonder what kind of local delicacies await. Dried fish like they were eating earlier, maybe? Iberians in the chat. Are elves real? Hey, Chief. What is it? Just how are you surviving out here? By the sea? Perhaps a question of how we are surviving may be somewhat misdirected. But we are only pursuing every possible avenue because we must survive. The chief responds to Scotty's perceived hostility with a hearty smile. After leaving some firewood for the night, he left. I'm going. Can't learn much more from here. Huh? You're going somewhere? At this hour? Scotty, does this have something to do with the coast? I remember what you said before we got to the village. Something about how coasts are hardly good places to live in. Dante wants to know if this has something to do with the coast. Do you understand the E.G.O.s language? E.G.O.s language? No. Dante, Scotty just spoke Aegirian. I couldn't understand a word of Scotty and the chief's conversation because I don't speak it. It may only be that there are enough lexical similarity between one of the city's languages and the language Scotty spoke in for them to comprehend the meaning. Weird coincidence. Anyway, I have some things to look into. Something you're all too slow to see. You still have to tell us about it later. Please remember, you're not on a solo mission, Scotty. This is a team effort from Rhodes Island. Will do. Scotty nodded slightly before leaping off into the night, out of our sights. I'm kind of worried. She's not the best with people, but she's also pretty thoughtful. She'll be okay. Should we head inside? The sun's starting to set already. Oh, yeah. We can probably just pick an unlit building and stay the night there, right? Trying our best to ignore the mood that was starting to turn awkward, we made our way into a nearby unoccupied building. Okay, Swaggy, you have good din-dins. Anybody want to tell me how long this event is? Ooh, I have a 10 ticket. Oh, they're all... Okay. Alright. Quick, while Swaggy's away. Does this mean I got one? I think I got one! Did I just get one? And I got a gold too. What's the gold? Hang on.
나는 유려하면서도 비범하게 심장을 베는 법을 알고 있어.
Blade lineage Salsu. Oh! Okay. Alright, let's see who this is.
눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지 마.
Yes! It's the Gregor Gregor! Nice. Solid 2 to 3 hours depending on the fight with... Okay. Happy with that. Happy with that. Happy with that. Alright. We'll do some more. I don't have rewards yet. I only have 30. Okay. We'll do some more, and then we'll do another 10 pull. He's one of the ones that I hoped I would get, you know? We walked past a few narrow buildings and remnants of narrow buildings before we came across a hall large enough to house all 15 or so of us. Go, our sweet angel, sway your wings, he sung. Aww. Okay, now we're ready. Now we're ready. With curtains on... With the curtains on the window removed, the smoke has an exit. Whoa! I thought we were doomed to shudder ourselves to sleep with soaking wet firewood and all. I had no idea that it worked. We just have to get a small fire going underneath it until the wood dries up and catches fire. The downside being all this smoke. It's clear that she has some field experience, unlike some fools I know.
Don't forget to stretch.
E.G.O.! How are you doing? Thank you so much for the hydrate and the stretch. And the hip pats. Stretch! I shan't sit here and let her carry the burden of labor alone. Bequeath upon me thine ingredients, young Rodion, for I shall conjure thee a pot of special fixer soup. Don't mind me keeping you alive. Thank you, Kyo. I love the joke when Yisung misinterprets a word, refers to himself, like saying, this encounter is unideal. Yisung would pop with a smile going, indeed, as we're about to fight 3 abnormalities at once. You're making soup with cookie and jelly? No. No. You are not getting anywhere near the kitchen again. Not after what you cooked up last time. While I must admit to a certain level of interest, as many of our fellows' viscera are oft racked with intense agony upon ingesting dishes of your making, perhaps it would be wiser that we save the occasion for a safer environment. Right. Don't you remember? We agreed to leave the cooking to Mer or Odie if we're ever in a situation like this. Remember? He's literally a trash man. Did we? See, I think it's some sort of unspoken rule after everything that happened. Remember? Back last year's cooking contest at K-Corp, there were only 2 people who managed to get remotely positive reviews. Oh, does that mean we'll get to try Otis's cooking once Denied. We still have plenty of high-calorie foods like cookies and jelly here. I find no reason to do something so inefficient. Well, fuck you too, Otis. I'm glad to see that everyone's still energetic, given the circumstances. It can't be easy to suddenly wake up in an unfamiliar environment. Well, we're all quite used to getting thrown into unfamiliar places. Speaking of which, did you manage to reach your colleagues, Amiya? She shook her head, concerned. They might have lost their comms devices. Or maybe they ran into some other trouble. Could they be in danger? I don't know, but I'm sure they're okay. The doctor, Dr. Calcit, They're both more than capable enough to look after themselves. Long have this curiosity lingered within me, thus allow me to inquire. Corporations are, by their nature, organizations in pursuit of profit. Otis would make us food in an instant if we had mouths. Oh, yeah, true, actually, true. Yeah. He practically worships the ground we walk on. Yet the activities of your corporation resemble those of charity organizations, as opposed to a pharmaceutical company. Is there aught that might explicate this blurred distinction? I wanted to know too. How come a pharmaceutical company like Rhodes Island's helping people? Something about what Hong Lu said brings back unpleasant memories. The horrible experiments seen through the cascade of flowing tears in the face of suffering. The embodiment of greed that left a terrible wound in Hong Lu's fathoms. The pharmaceutical companies I've seen on my journey were corporations that, despite possessing the capacity to heal, chose to obsess over the profit it can provide. There are many in Terra who are suffering from a disease. The disease crystallizes you. It spreads deeper and deeper into the infected's internal organs, eventually culminating in their death. It's called arypathy. Amia showed me the back of her right hand, dotted by what appeared to be obsidian crystallizations. Its appearance reminded me of the biotreatments from the back streets, but there was something more to it. Something more restless, more sinister. It's a terrible, painful disease, but there haven't been any recorded cases of full recovery. But there's an even worse problem. Pray tell, what could possibly be worse than an incurable, deadly disease? While it varies region by region, discrimination against the infected is widespread across Terra. Those who suffer from it must face unfair treatment. Yusung began with a dark expression. Some are quarantined in places with terrible, inhumane conditions, and there have been massacres too. I don't mean to be callous. Yes, you do. But is this arypathy? I've been saying it right this whole time. Highly contagious? No, there have not been any recorded cases of infection by contact, as long as the subjects are alive. But when the infected dies, the crystal growths on their body decay and turn to dust, scattering, which is what spreads the plague. Then, barring environments like active battlefields where casualties are to be expected, staying within close proximity of the infected in daily life seems to pose hardly any risk. So what's the problem then? They're already past the point of caring about what the problem is. Once people start feeling iffy, all logic goes out the window. Then Rhodes Island's goal has to be... Yes, it is important to develop a cure for arypathy, but I think what really matters is that we change the circumstances for the better for the infected. That's not going to be easy. I can't read. That's not going to be an easy endeavor, though that is what gives your effort more meaning. I hope you can achieve that goal, Amiya. I really do. For truth. The city. This world. We both live in worlds full of surprises, don't we? What kind of world did you come from? This city? What kind of place is the city, anyway? The kind of place with too many pointless rules. The kind of place where the moment you think, isn't this too much? You see something even worse. Try as I might, I couldn't think of a single positive thing about the city. The sinners seemed to be in agreement, as most of what came after was quite scathing. The kind of place where good deeds rarely ever go unpunished, where sympathy is a good attitude to have if you like getting stabbed in the back. Nothing good ever works out there. It's a shithole. It's an irrational place, full of absurdities. Absurdity isn't omnipresent. Therefore, it is not a subject by which one should be aggrieved. We can at least grouse about them, though. I mean, it's the only thing we can do. It would be more accurate to experience more and acclimatize oneself to it instead of complaining. You did say something like that last time. Just as the mood was starting to turn rather sour, Don Quixote's shout shattered through the awkwardness. Verily, nary a day goeth by untarnished by villains and their fell deeds. Yet worry thee not, for where evil riseth, so doth fixers of justice. Don Quixote jumped from her seat and passionately shook her fist. Ow! That was very loud, which was followed by a heavy crack and the sound of small pebbles tumbling down. Don Quixote, watch out! Ooh! Oh, hello. And from behind the wall, she accidentally broke down. An unfamiliar visage of a villager appeared and stared back at Don Quixote. It appeared that she was eating something out of a can while reading a book. Oh, it is a sense of logistics to hear about a literal incurable disease that only eventually kills you. It's not a justification for slaughter and segregation, as she considers it just about as meaningful as cancer. She didn't even feel the need to tell Amir to give up on curing an incurable disease. The girl doesn't just insult because she wants to be rude and mean. Also, oh my god, tiny elf. How farest thou? Farest thy foot? You gotta apologize first. Lass seemed a tad too hyper today. Apologies, for I hardly expected the wall to crumble with such ease. Art thou unhurt? Any injuries? Two? Pray tell, to what? Forget the apology. I just want to know what happens next. The fixers of justice rose up to... do what? Oh! Oh! Hast thou come to hear me? Bleh! Hast thou come to me to hear the tale of fixers? Hi, Clock. I don't know about coming to us, given how Miss Don Quixote was the one who punched the wall down. Ahem. Don Quixote's. Hear me out. The yellow one, she multiplied. We have the silver. Oh, is it too late an hour? I don't mind waiting till morning if you want to sleep. Nay, not at all. 'Tis quite early for an hour of tales. Wait, what? 'Tis quite early an hour for tales. In fact, prithee, seat thyself here. You ungovernable fool! Calm down. We don't even know who she is. And don't you forget to share those fixer tales over there in the corner, not to disturb our sleep. Thou makest a request most untenable. These tales deserve to be announced to the world with great gusto from the center. Yeah, that's the best way to hear those kinds of stories. But we should probably introduce ourselves to each other first. Name's Mayers. How should I put this? Ah, did you meet the village chief earlier in the day? What? Earlier during the day. He's my Gramps. Oh, that nice guy? So, he had a granddaughter? Yet, I have not seen you once, Miss Mayers, under the sun. Oh my, you're right. I thought the village was completely dried of any young blood. Like Roger said, while we didn't see Mayers out there wasn't anyone else in the village we could comfortably call young. You're telling me Gramps was worried over nothing and told me to stay put inside. Going on and on about the dangers that the outsiders pose and everything. It seems that they do not give us full faith to... Wow, for far out. It seems that they do not give full faith to their saviors. There are things you cannot share even with whom you trust your life. Though, I would like to know why. My. So there are a bunch of other kids who are stuck indoors in this village? No, there isn't anyone around my age in the village at all. If that's the case, I guess I can understand why he'd be overprotective. Anyways, it's our turn. We are... I'm good. I heard enough to get an idea. You did? Oh, pray, how didst thou hear us? Via a listening device most secret upon our chamber? Mayers tapped the side of the wall, the part of it that was still standing anyway, and smiled ironically. Bad soundproofing. I could hear pretty much everything Don Quixote, right? Everything Don Quixote practically sang during the day. Verily, I see. I think you could really do with some sense of embarrassment for once. Well, I guess that's good enough for self-introductions, so... Can you regale me with the tale of fixers who bring justice to the evils of the city? Indubitably! And then, this shall do. I shall regale thee with the tale in which the legendary fixer, the magnificent herself, the Red Mist, hath... I suppose that killed any hope. Good night's kid. But, don't you usually pass out within a minute of your back hitting the hay, no matter how noisy things are? What? You take me for some kind of hibernating bear or something? Look, even I have trouble sleeping when there's noise all over. He's close. I'd say bear in hibernation is a pretty apt descriptor. For all that grumbling and moaning, he dozed off before any of us did. Aside from Heathcliff, who began snoring the moment his head touched the ground, some other sinners were fast asleep as well. But Bearcliff is real, we need Bearcliff. Merceau had entered sleep in his usual steadfast adherence to the routine, while Faust laid claim to one of the few available cloth sheets as soon as the close of business for the day was confirmed. The sinners, who had spent the entire last night searching for me in this unfamiliar land, slowly begun to fall asleep as well. Meanwhile, the fixer of the Svai Association's first section... Though the night was no longer young, Don Quixote was still vigorously sharing the tales of adventures without even a single sign of fatigue. She's not determined to do this until sunrise, is she? Oh, I guess it's okay, since Maya seems to be having fun. As I continued to watch the pair with some mild concern, Armia, not yet asleep, approached me. This city Miss Don Quixote speaks of seems to be teeming with fixers of justice and exhilarating tales of adventures. Did you actually experience all of them yourselves? No, of course not. Don Quixote stories are usually those of other famous people. But she's telling it with such vigor that it almost sounds like she was there herself. Well, I guess if you really want to get into it, some of them might be retellings of Don Quixote's personal experiences. Ishmael replied uncertainly, thinking back to the plays we were made to watch back in La Mancha. I like to think Heathcliff fell asleep like that because he's used to sleeping back in his Dead Rabbit Syndicate days, where they're rowdy, punch each other and act out, but wakes up when everyone's screaming bloody murder and fighting enemy syndicate members that attack. Yeah. Well, I think all those stories, even though they're only partially true, just go to show what a ridiculous place it can be. We wouldn't need fixers of justice to begin with if we really lived in a just world, right? A really good place to live would be quiet and peaceful without someone having to force it. That's true. I hope there'll come a day when Rhodes Island can be a normal pharmaceutical company in the future. Something wrong? No, I just thought Miss Mayers and I made eye contact. Did she overhear our conversation? I looked at her direction as well, but all I saw was Mayers excitedly reacting to Don Quixote's tales. Oh, what happened then? Thus spake Lady Otis boldly before the soldiers who stood in our path. Thou presumest to stand in our path, servant of a master most unworthy. I, Otis, shall educate ye on how manner maketh. Don Quixote was now retelling the stories of Limbus Company's adventures in Hongyun, and Otis, who could no longer stand Don Quixote's unintentional alterations of the story, jumped to her feet and shouted, "Damn it! What kind of nonsense are you feeding her? I never said anything like that." Verily, certain aspects of this retelling may have been exaggerated. That's Tales of Adventures for you. Things are bound to get a bit dry when a story is told too realistically and as is, right? You know, nothing, not even anything resembling a proper record or a book remained once the profound silence swept through this village. So I've always had a craving for these kinds of stories. But Iberia doesn't stop Iberians from emigrating, contrary to their tight immigration control. Have you ever thought about leaving this place? It's still a challenge to cross the border, especially since we're going to have to pass through larger cities that are managed by the Inquisition. You don't seem particularly fond of this Inquisition. Why is that? That's because every village was formed by people who grew tired of living under the Inquisition's rule and fled. Sorry, but what kind of organization is this? Inquisition. Sinclair asked, face turning cold upon hearing the word Inquisition, and that people fled from it. Yeah, the Nagel and Hammer we saw back at held up. What? Aren't the kind of memories that are so easily forgotten. According to Dr. Kaltzit, the Inquisition is what filled the power vacuum once Iberia fell into chaos. That its inquisitors are the rapier and lamp-wielding protectors of Iberia's cities from lawlessness. That alone kind of makes them sound like good people, though. Yeah, they are, but there's the Church of the Deep. The Inquisition will go to whatever lengths to deal with incidents related to the church that worships Seaborns. Huh. An organization that worships those monsters? Kel is the name of Sinclair's home village. Not that it's much important now after its slaughter. Okay, thank you. It seems that cultish fanaticism is a plague wherever you go. I like people with all kinds. I like people. I like them tenderized. I like them with barbecue sauce. I'm sorry. I think it might be getting a bit late for me. I like people. Let me read that sentence properly, my loves. I feel like people with all kinds of strong faiths and beliefs are so common. See? The major Seaborns are the ones that messed Iberia up. So following their logic, apparently it's okay for them to arrest anyone who seems even remotely connected to them. Are you saying that Iberia is like this because of the Seaborns? Those things from earlier? I guess they were kind of troublesome to deal with, but they didn't seem that strong. Anyways, it's just what I heard from Gramps. But the Inquisition executed many innocent people too in their crusade against the Church of the Deep. Saying you like people with barbecue sauce when Sinclair right there saw human shish kebabs in Canto 3. For those who proclaim to be on the side of justice, they seem quite fond of committing such villainy. It seems like a reasonable policy decision to me. But it must pose a clear danger to the daily lives of civilians. Yeah, I heard I was the only survivor. Everyone in my family died. You must have had to endure such a long period of pain. To be able to say something like that with such composure. For Iberia, they are heroes who will bring back the land to its glory days. But to Gramps, they were just oppressors making his life difficult. That's why we've all come here, fleeing from the Inquisition's gaze. Yet, wherefore hast thou decided to settle at a place that is so, run down? Indeed. Yeah, I know, but it's not so bad once you get used to it. Besides, we managed to find a new path thanks to you guys. A new path? Well, it's getting late. Will you be repairing the ship tomorrow too? This place really has no soundproofing at all, huh? Good talk, everyone. I hope we'll get another chance to do this tomorrow too. After that, after seeing Maya's to her own room, the other sinners, those who were still up anyway, and I laid ourselves on the hard stone floor with only a thin layer of cloth between it and our backs. The mysterious world that is neither the city nor the outskirts. But it seemed that the lives its people led were just as difficult as they were anywhere else. I like people. They're chewy. That looks like a battle. Alright, here we go. Some more Gamba. Nope. No luck. Unless you're gonna jump scare us like Walpurgis does. What? I managed to get gold?
안녕 안녕. 장미 스패너 공방 대표 로자야.
Rose Spanner Workshop Rep Rosa. That was so weird. Heathcliff, was this being a homeless just now? The Don Pog, yes. Okay, let's go again. One more. Nope, just gold again. No jump scares.
어서 오세요. 주문은 이쪽에서 받겠습니다.
Hey! I finally got Tea Lady! Seventh Association, South Section 4. Faust! Nice. Alright. Oh, I actually get my full sinners now. Total participants 12?
책임은 모두 지위를 받는
걸맞는 연료는 잔뜩 준비해뒀지.
좀 일인가요?
It was 7. Okay.
재촉지 마시.
보는 눈은 이
시선, 집중, 탄피가 떨어질 때군요.
Don't forget to put on Gregor's ego for free. Oh, dang it! I forgot! Do I just have to put it on, or do I have to actually activate it? It's so big! Amazing! I didn't know there were remaining vessels of this class in Iberia. Aha! I espy her name here. 'Tis called by the name Rebellion de la Masses. Rebellion de la Masses? Revolt of the Masses, is it? A name very much mired in peculiarity, indeed. Just having it equipped, you could have it up Taiwan and never attack with it ever and get the free bonus points. Okay, cool. Do you know what's the cheapest heartburn medication? Gaviscon? Or like like Enyo or Enya, or you know, the powder? Ebo? E.O.? Baking soda and water. Oh, okay. That was a trick question. Tap. Honglu chimed in that he was rather fond of it, with its size being about the same as the boat from his home, while Ishmael quickly jumped in to correct us that its size alone wasn't anything special at the Great Lake. But it was still pretty big compared to Mephi or the Indigo Elder's skiff. Yeah, it kind of was. I thought it was going to be somewhere around Mephi's size at most. Are you sure you can get this ship fixed in a day or two? As I briefed you yesterday, the great majority of the time-consuming repairs have already been completed by the villagers. The extent of our repair efforts only concerns a few components within the vessel that the villagers could not repair, which shouldn't take us much time. I was expecting you, wink, being the answer to the heartburn. Oh, I'm not smart enough to have thought of that. Unless parts that are unfamiliar to Faust are also malfunctioning, such as the core engine, remaining repair should be sufficiently managed by Faust. Nah, she'd give me more heartburn. Woo! Woo, okay. Despacito. Despite Otis's confident declaration, I could not help but feel oddly unsettled as I looked at the ship. Oddly satisfied? No. I don't know why, but something tells me that we don't want to linger here for too long. I'm used to chatter using stupid questions as an excuse to lead up to goofy flirt lines. Wow, what streams are you in, Kaka? I don't flirt with no one. No, I'm kidding. Still, please be thorough about it, just in case. I'd rather not sit on a sinking ship again. The experience of the Great Lake was enough. Do not worry, Dante. Unlike Mephistopheles, most functions of this vessel, buoyancy, gear, propellers, steering gear, are all in operational capacity. This repair should be much easier than the case with Mephistopheles. They seem confident enough. They should be safe this time around, right? You don't flirt, no one. How'd your son come to be? God damn, we got a second Mary right here. Worship me. That's funny. Are we taking that rope to climb up to the ship? No, there's a lift life apparatus down there. It should take us to the ship. Its stability was verified yesterday. Let us board the lift. Pretty sure Bear was the one doing the flirting.
Don't forget to stretch.
Oh my gosh, 2 hours. Oh, do you know what? This is going to be longer because I just keep making mistakes. You're 100% certain, right? The boat's afloat right now, Dante. I don't think it'll be sinking anytime soon. Wouldn't that be nice? Oi, you two just gonna faff about down here? We're heading up now. No, we're going with you. As I made my way into the vessel's bridge. Oh, it's pretty. I was greeted by the extravagant interior that was as gaudy as its exterior. This isn't real gold, is it? Sure is shiny as heck in here. I've got butterflies in my stomach. A.S. Aesthetically satisfying, she says. But too ostentatious. Not quite my style. Oh, the Ryoshu made my nose tickle. I'm gonna sneeze. I hydrate. You know what? I'm having trouble doing. You know why I'm having. Do you know why I'm having trouble doing voices? Because I can't breathe. My nose is actually blocked, and I don't know why. Hang on. If I stand up and walk around for a second. If I stand up and walk around for a second, my nose should unblock. And that should help clear things up. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take like a 2-minute walk. I'll be right back. You obviously haven't been in stream long enough, Kaka, if you think freak is a bad word. I feel so much better. I can breathe through my nose. Our young Miffy is also quite the excellent vessel, yet imagine the adventures we could embark upon aboard this vessel most lavishly decorated. As Faust and Otis were working on one of the control panels, Ishmael walked up to another and interfaced with it before giving a knowing nod. This must have been an investigative or research vessel of sorts, but it does seem a bit extravagant for one of those, though. Look, coordinates. Updating in real time, it seems. The coordinates seem to have been set to somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Maybe it points to a small islet? Nope, no islet here. Ah! But blimey, lass! Sure know how to sneak up on people. Mayors? What? Did I actually surprise you? I did ask if you guys were gonna come fix the boat today. That makes her look like she's got a horn. Still, I didn't know you'd be here. Why are the coordinates set to this location? There are several undersea cities beneath those coordinates, collectively known as E.G.O. Gramps' home. I see. Understood. What was understood, if I might ask? It is now understood why the promise to repair this ship was sufficient to earn their trust and the title of Saviors. What's she on about? Someone get translate. Consolidating and cross-referencing the observed particular circumstances of the village and the statements from the village chief, alongside information gathered from the exchange with mayors, it is possible to gauge the significance this ship's repair has to the local populace. Of course, while this may constitute a sequence of logical connections that poses a certain challenge for Heathcliff to comprehend, to employ any degree of effort to attempt to explain it in more digestible language would constitute a pursuit of inefficiency. I felt that. Lower the baton, I implore you. I shall explain it in full. I was wondering when Miss Smartass would start gabbing like that again. So what's she on about? Heathcliff's shoulders were relaxed, but it didn't seem like he was actually going to swing the bat. He placed it lightly over his shoulder with a sigh. A brief observation of the village seemed to suggest that their subsistence situation was quite dire. Much of their daily sustenance consisted of dried food, most of them made for long-term storage purposes. Considering what Scotty said about how the coastal areas were full of danger, maybe those dried seafood aren't from around here either. Maybe it's food they packed when they first came to Faro Muerto. Some villages were armed, yeah, those sea terrors weren't exactly that formidable, but given the state the villages are in, I doubt they'd have an easy time repelling those monsters. Indeed. And that brings us to the question of sustenance. Right, I get what's going on here. The lass and her granddad about to visit their hometown, and they're trying to get some food supplies from there to feed the villagers, and to convince them they're planning to use the fact that they're from the same neck of the woods, or sea, I guess. Oh, so we're not just repairing their ship, we're repairing their food supply plan too? Huh? What's wrong? Hi, Swaggy. It's, While the expressions were rather crude, Heathcliff's summary of the situation was clear, to the point, and easily understood. The sinners stared at him with mild surprise. And I did too. What's with them annoying looks? Wait. Oh, you sods! You don't think I'm that dim-witted, do you? Top-notch intuition. Hi, Taka! It's just that it's been a while since you've shown this side of yourself. Thinking back, Heathcliff's intuition's always been excellent, and he'd often put together surprisingly accurate conclusions with impressive speed. May your day be ever so blissful, and may your efforts lead to success. And you as well, Taka. Thank you so much. 7 Heathcliff is an identity of his where he actively uses his intuition and gut feelings. He's not dumb, he's just not school educated, and he had a rough upbringing. Stop bullying our rabid puppy. You know, when you really think about it, it's kind of your fault for... I've been too soft on you lately, haven't I? Oi, get back here! Heath isn't dumb, he's special. Yeah, he's street smart. Now, with those fools out of the conversation, was he correct? Otis looks away from the usual chaos and asks Mayers. Honestly, I'm surprised. He was on point. Maybe not the right person to make that joke. Oh, Swaggy. Yeah, food's been running low in the village. At this rate, we won't last another year. But the E.G.O. will. I'm sure they'll welcome us with open arms. My bad. I don't want to come off like I'm overly worried, but do you think they'll welcome the others too? Unlike mayors or chiefs, they're not E.G.O. I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. But hopefully I'm not offending anybody. I believe they will. Iberia suspects and hates the E.G.O. for no other reason that we're from the sea. But our home cannot have fallen so low as to abandon a group of starving land dwellers. Prithee, might thou explain to us who the E.G.O. are? Good to know the bustle gets too turned in him. I had initially thought it to be a reference to a region, yet it also seems to refer to an affiliation of sorts. Maybe there's something like nest dwellers? Though I don't think I've heard of a nest that accepts Backstreet's people with open arms. Or maybe they used to be some rich folk? They call them nest toffs Ager here. Then does that make the rabbit-eared lass Ager too? Wait, in the world you came from, do they not distinguish between races? That is not entirely true. Delineation between races is a concept that does exist. Though I only saw them in the Fathoms, there were those terrifying things called the cuckoo spawns. However, as a general rule, it can be said that humans are... excuse me. Humans should be the only intelligent life forms in the city. The people of Terra have slightly varying appearances depending on their race, like my E.G.O.s ears. And I've got pointed ears because I'm an Ager, though it's not a characteristic every Ager shares. The closest idea to what they are discussing appears to be, Don Quixote seemed to be struggling to finish her sentence. Merceau stepped in to continue. By context clues and the manner of word usage, including the means of classification, the closest example in our world would be blood fiends. Similar external appearances to humans, different natures, comparable sapience. 'Tis my belief that blood fiends are ostracized due to their nature that maketh coexistence with humans difficult. It may be that the Ager are also... I'm sure some of them do possess qualities that make coexistence with others difficult, but they're probably rare. Then wherefore are they made subjects of suspicion and hatred? That's... Wow, are we attempting to explain racism to Limbus Company? Well, the language is new, but the idea itself is pretty familiar to the city folks like us. Think of the feathers of fallen wings, kids born on the back streets, people who replace their body parts with prosthetics. The form differs, yet in its essence we find the thread. Something about how we keep finding these similarities in the ways of our lives, despite finding ourselves in a distant world with different rules, races, and humans, felt oddly discomforting. The point is, you guys are doing us a real solid by fixing up the ship. Let's move on from these gloomy conversations, okay? I want to show you the cooler parts of this ship. This way. The ship tour may have to wait. The repairs are almost completed, but an issue has arisen. Issue? Wow, that's not reassuring at all. Multiple life forms identified ahead, assumed to be Sea Terror Horde. The ship's radar system seemed to suggest that the vessel is surrounded. They're the same monsters from yesterday. Executive Manager, please order us to prepare for battle. Damn it! Are they the sea terrors you encountered? They look a bit different, but yeah, probably. There's a lot of them, but if our last experience tells us anything, we should be able to handle this. Amir, please, support us in battle like you did yesterday. Canst thou fight, young mayors? I feel like I'm just gonna get in your way. Then, guys, find a place to keep Mares as far as possible from the battle. Then let's hurry down there. We don't want them damaging the ship any further. Isa! Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? You fell asleep. You fell asleep, Defibs. Honestly, it's not the first time you've fallen asleep in my stream. How you doing? The city does have racism, just not the one you'd expect. The city is capitalism supreme. Racism isn't economical, so they're not bothering with large-scale racism. But then we have Nagel and Hammer, and Sinclair looks suppressed. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to put that ego on. I guess I'll just have to grind with ego for a bit. Hope you're well. Gotta be busy with assignments. Okay, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm doing alright. I'm doing okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. That's pretty much as I can, like, successfully say. Doesn't seem to be too bad so far, but I'm probably gonna get jump scared. Right, I have 3 egos slotted in if you want to borrow them. All in 140 pulls. Wow, you were so lucky to have 140 pulls. Which means I'm a little poor coming into Wild Puppy. The Wallburgers shouldn't be too soon. Right, it hasn't been all that long since the last one.
한 점만 노린다.
Oh, I love that man.
머리통에 작살났다고. 먼저 빠진다.
That mission accomplished screen is so cute.
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 줘서 철수하자고.
I paid for the battle pass every season, plus I was really active during Kanto 6. Nice. Go team hot people and guns. Right? Right? Okay. I need to... Oh, wait, that's alright. Oh, it replaces Garden of Thorns? Okay. Oh. And you say... I mean, I might as well. I got enough thread. Wait, excuse me? Can I... What just happened? What just happened? Oh my god, I think I pressed the wrong button. Pray for peak anime. Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty. Why is it so pretty? Okay. Alright. We get through this one. What am I? Hey, we can dispense these guys, can't we? After a week, can we dispense the, or are they pull only? Are these guys pull only? Hang on, I'm reading blah 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 blah. Why are they pull only? Pull only because money. Okay. Well, fair enough. Dang! Oh, dang! It was a jump scare! Please be a new one.
아득한 여정.
Yes!
멈추지 않는 시대에서 희망과 미래를 찾아 스스로.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice. I got one. I got one. We got two now, folks. We got two.
자, 결투를 받아들여라. 혹은
Sync Association,
추하게
Otis. Cute. Alright. Okay. Okie dokie. I mean, to be honest, we've got a month to do this, right? I don't have to pull them all tonight. I don't have to pull them all tonight. Also, I did do the thing, right? Yes, there he is. Okay. You can't get dupes of an ego, so if it's a collab, it has to be new. Plus 40%? Love it. I've got to get those 1,000. Gotta get that 1,000. But also...
언제까지 버텨보자고.
꿰뚫려라.
Nice. But what if you did? Thanks for the hydrate defense. I just hydrated. Oof. That was an interest. It was like a shrieker from D&D. What do I need for it? Orange, red, and dark blue.
받아볼 텐가.
I just want to see the cool animation. I have no idea what it does. I just want to see the cool animation. I doubt I'll be able to. Oh, okay, no, this should be right. This should be right. Should be right. Alright, we'll do that. We'll do that, okay? I just really want to see what the animation is. I do not care if this is not in the right spot or whatever.
타겟 포착 1시간.
Let's go. Let's go, Gregor. Show me.
네 피부에서
What?
눈부시지 않도록 두려워하지 마.
What was that? I mean, yeah, technically you can get dupes of E.G.O.s, lobotomy core, magic bullet Otis, subsequent magic bullet E.G.O. Oh yeah. What did I do wrong? Do I need to set it off again? Thus the aura farm begins. Do I need to set it off again? Is that the thing? I've not read it. I have not read it. Can we not go so fast? Who can read that? Who can read that? What is the point? Who can friggin' read that? Oh my god. Hi, Vlad! I don't think I'm allowed to do this twice. Am I allowed to do this twice? Oh, apparently I am. Ah, Faust collab E.G.O. character looks interesting. Hope she's well in the Arknights story. I'll get there.
이러면 쏠 수 있죠?
I love the background. Well, anyway, he didn't get a chance to pull that off. But that's okay. Oh.
받아볼 텐가.
Yeah, okay.
Mission accomplished.
Green fluid sac. It has burn too. Did you go get the collab E.G.O.s? I got Gregor. What do we do? Another 2 pulls, and we got 3 pulls, and we got Faust. The remaining entities have all returned to sea. Is everyone okay? It was just like our last skirmish. Sea terrors that had surrounded the ship returned to the sea, even before the battle came to an end. And their retreat felt too orderly and deliberate to be just running away. It's almost like they're making a tactical retreat. We're doing peachy, but what about the ship? Fow, is the ship okay? Minor damages to the hull, but nothing that will impede the ship's operational capabilities. 300? Oh my gosh. So, I noticed during the battle, I might be wrong of course, but I think I noticed how around the end of the battle, those monsters were starting to go after the manager? You're probably right, actually. I noticed too. At some point during our battle, those monsters realized that it's the manager who's commanding the rest of us. I sensed the very same. Their movements were fluid and adaptive, as though they were learning our behavior. Why does the Church of the Deep worship monsters like them? That ain't much of a question, innit? They must have all gone mental. I'm sure they have many reasons, but Seaborns are beings of infinite potential. So much so that there's no superlative big enough to properly convey the scale. As organisms, they can endlessly evolve and adapt. Every time they encounter a new environment or a new element, they transform themselves and other Seaborns. Maybe that's their draw? That fascination may be an attitude most befitting a researcher. Yet, the transformation of fascination into idolatry is, if I may be frank, not entirely positive. I find them pretty uncomfortable. They just remind me of whales. Then they can adapt to learn a language to communicate with us? What? Oh, Swoggy, lovely. I feel very fantastic about the spoilers that I've given you for this. Going by everything we heard, I think they sound really smart. Mayer's eyes went round at Honglu's suggestion. She brought her hands to her mouth, surprised. It sure was something. I heard that there were Seaborn who could talk. If non-humans speak the language of humans, regardless of its testament to their intelligence, I can only think of two possibilities as to why they would. One, to communicate with humans. The other, to deceive humans. More often than not, it's the latter. What about distortions? Some of them already know how to speak. Distortions are phenomena in which humans transform into monstrous forms, first observed after the White Nights and Dark Days incident. Therefore, that example is irrelevant to Otis's supposition. White Nights and Dark Days? She whispered quietly, but as we were standing rather close to her, we all caught on to the hint of joy in her voice. Thanks, Vlad! The pillar of light in the city. Did it really? How have you come across this knowledge, Miss Mayers? Oh, that's... Ain't it obvious? We've got the culprit right here. The storyteller lass who's been gabbing on with no end. Yeah, she's been talking non-stop all morning about all kinds of stories, hasn't she? Oh? Yet I have not gotten that... You again. You didn't get so lost in your own stories that you blabbed all about our company's secrets, have you? Nay, fie, I would simply not. As Don Quixote was subject to yet another round of scolding, Amiya stared out toward the sea, wary that sea terrors might start crawling to the surface once again, before turning toward us. I wonder which of the two the Seaborns are. Their sense of self is really, really faint, so I don't think they'd be in either category. I think it's possible that they learned human language out of instinct that the power of speech might help them survive. It appears that you, Miss Mayers, are quite the expert on the subject of Seaborns. Your knowledge of them goes beyond what fear for one's survival may yield, thereby suggesting a different means of acquisition. Do you, by chance, worship the Seaborns? I don't worship Seaborns. Seaborns don't have any hopes or wishes, just desire for survival. Miss Mayers, does that mean if Seaborns were somehow able to hope? Maybe so. Is that so? The repairs are complete. As we were conversing, Faust descended from the ship with a neatly organized set of tools borrowed from the village. Repairs completed. I'm guessing repairs are done then? Done? Yes, the ship is ready to set sail. Did you have a departure time and date in mind? I would prefer if we could depart as soon as possible. we don't have a set time or anything, but I think we should be able to set sail this late afternoon at the earliest. That soon? As you've seen, we don't have a lot to bring with us. By the way, how far out to sea do you guys need to go? We need to find this dimensional door of sorts. I could see the dimensional door's light from the beach at night. It was faint, but given how the light's strong enough to break through the sea fog, we should be able to determine its location somewhere near the coastal waters. So we can go back tonight? The first order of business is to relay this news to the villagers. Yeah, back to the village for now. Something sus going on. Ooh.
오랜 목마름도 어버이를 향한 죄책감도 피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다. 그러니 가릴 것 없이
This node and then another temple.
그게
Just
우리가 이룰
'cause.
수 있는 유일한 꿈.
There's something going on in the village. Yeah, I hear it too. I'm hearing people shouting and hollering. When we returned to the village, ship repairs completed, we were welcomed by a rather hostile standoff. A quick count told me that there were approximately 20 people assembled at the village square. Considering its population, that was pretty much the whole village. Who's that over there? Inquisitor. I think we've been found. The Inquisitor, dressed in a well-kept uniform, was about the same height as Don Quixote. The sword and lamp hanging from her waist sits in stark contrast with the more run-down, ramshackle village. She almost looked like a fixer from the city. So, the Inquisition has discovered our village. Did you really think that you could forever stay out of the Inquisition's gaze, citizen? It's a naive dream. Fabius disappeared from the Inquisition mid-interrogation under charges of suspicion of membership within the Church of the Deep. Last known location, Salt Flat. The other Inquisitors have informed me that you have been identified next to pirates in its fringes. From a criminal to an outlaw. What a dramatic evolution of your career. But it ends here. Now. Every citizen here, including you, will be accompanying me to the Inquisition. They have never broken a single law, nor are there outlaws of any kind. They are not like me. They've disregarded the Inquisition's authority, evaded the gaze of Iberia, and found this sodden coast to lurk in. Tell me I'm not supposed to find that suspicious. What are you talking about? You can't just start arresting people left and right with a tenuous suspicion like that. You shouldn't. We only wish to live a quiet life, Mum. Is that so? Then you might find yourself returning to this village one day, as long as you're telling the truth. Which is not an option for you, Fabius. Mayors, was Chief really a pirate? Well, yeah. But as far as I know, he's been out of the game for a while. And even when he ran with the pirates, All he ever did was share Finbeast jerky to villagers. Or carry Aegirians between them. Even if you're telling the truth, Mayors, I doubt the Inquisition will be lenient. Well, what now? I have but one question to ask. That Inquisitor. Is she following the Liga Purple? The Liga Purple. Is she following the proper legal procedures? I don't know much about the laws of Iberia, but Dr. Calcett told us that the words of Inquisitors were pretty much law here. It is likely that she is following the proper legal procedures. The procedures are precisely what the villagers have fled from, after all. Then it is decided. Otis quietly dragged me to the side and whispered outside Mayor's earshot. The sinners who were right next to me seemed to have picked it up, though. Hi, Swaggy. Executive Manager, we best immediately return to the ship, take command of it, and sail out on our own. It is unwise to involve ourselves in this conflict. What? Are you seriously suggesting that we just let them arrest the villagers? Didn't you hear what the Inquisitor said? It seems quite cut and dry to me. If this is just standard procedure with no local laws broken, we are in no place to involve ourselves. Our best hope is to take the ship before they impound that too. He can't do that. Even if it is standard procedure, even if they're working within the law, it's not... You stayed up to hear Maya's story too, didn't you? You know, the NCORP Inquisitors were working within the law too, when they came for the village. That was standard procedure too. If someone, anyone, had stepped in then, I know what you went through, but I'd still rather not take a risk in an unfamiliar environment like this. I will try my best to figure out how to sail that ship. If I cannot, then I have faith in Ishmael to quickly learn its controls. I can't say you're wrong, but I don't know. Neither you nor I know anything about the ocean currents here, Otis. We can get the ship going, but I can't guarantee that we'll reach the dimensional door without any trouble. Do you know anything about the sea currents in this region? I was gonna say religion. Not much, but I know the coastal sea somewhat. And you can't fight the Inquisitors directly here in Iberia. Fleeing with the ship might be the better option. What should we do, Dante? Yeah. I guess it's kind of awkward for us to just take the ship and go, huh? How about we try to talk to the Inquisitor then? I think we should at least try to hear them out first, them being the Inquisitor and the Chief both. If the discussion goes well, we might even be able to get the Inquisition's support. Like Mr. Honglu said, we should hear them out first, then try to convince them. I agreed with them both. First, let's see what that Inquisitor has to say. R. Rabbit's right, she says. Are you certain that translation was accurate, Sinclair? Right? There's no way Ryoshi would choose anything other than violence. Right? Idiots. It's because the other options are pointless. Inquisitors seen us. We're already under suspicion. She will doubtless try to stop us if we flee now. So talk first, lower her guard, and then attack. Pretty sure that's not what Amiya meant. Well, if she's already on to us, then we shouldn't give her any excuse to attack us by running away. I was wondering what you were doing there, lurking in the background. A clock-shaped head. Are you from the Colombian Union? They're wearing a clock for a head due to reasons, but they have nothing to do with the Colombian Union. What's the Colombian Union? Tick-tock what? Which language are they speaking? Regardless of whether you're from Colombia or not, you're clearly not from Iberia, let alone this village. You're not wrong, but I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding. I'm quite certain you don't know enough about these villages to stand between them and an Inquisitor. How long have you been staying here? 2 days? Buddy, don't just tell her that! 2 days? Alright, enough of this chicanery. Get out of my way, outsider. The attempt seems to have been made on quite the unstable ground. Please lend us your ear for a minute, Inquisitor. I am Amiya, leader of Rhodes Island. Yes, I am aware of Iberia's closed border situation. I felt hope swelling within me as Amiya began to with confidence, unlike Sinclair. Alas, it was short-lived. Thanks to the Inquisitor's quick retort, I couldn't help but place my palms against my forehead at the exchange that followed. Oh, so not only are we dealing with outsiders of dubious origin, we have an illegal entry as well. We had to, because the issue demands urgency, and I've been briefed. Brazenly crossed the border, didn't you? I don't know how urgent that issue could be, but I doubt it's anything more significant than the situation at hand for Iberia and its Inquisition. The High Inquisitor is handling the Rhodes Island issue. Stay put and await the consequences while he and that chatty med doctor of yours talk it out. Do you know that your treatment may depend on her negotiation skills? As for the village chief, I understand that you have the right to arrest him, as he is a fugitive who has fled in the middle of an interrogation and has been sailing with the pirates. However, it is an inhumane treatment to arrest the rest of the villagers as well. Inhumane? The decision is well within the rights bestowed upon the Inquisition. They've lived there for years right next to that highly suspicious E.G.O. The Inquisition must investigate the rest of them as well to verify whether they have committed any acts of treason against our laws. This isn't going anywhere, is it? Listen. They've been surviving for years upon years by the coast without the protection of the Inquisition. And that simply cannot make sense. Oi, I think I've heard enough from you. Ain't it funny how you're blaming them for what is essentially a failure of your responsibilities? And now you roll up in here, only to go, they shouldn't be alive. I'm arresting them all. What? Are you saying these people should all be dead or something? I am. There's no other way to cut it. People simply shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this. Not for this long. The Inquisitor's reply only seemed to fan Heathcliff's wrath as he lifted his bat and began striding forward. That's it. Let's see if you ever so much as touch the tip of a single villager's hair. Please calm yourself, Heathcliff. Hong Lu stepped in between them. Get your bloody hands off me. I've had enough of her. Continuing to threaten her will cause something irrecoverably bad to happen. I believe you know that yourself, Heathcliff. I think it must look really weird for the Arknights characters watching the sinners just zerg themselves at the enemy. Probably. What do you suggest then? We're clearly not making any progress by talking this out. Excuse me, Miss Inquisitor. What do you mean that people shouldn't be able to survive in a place like this? I mean it literally. Even by some miracle that they actually do survive. They should at least be suffering from endless hunger, struggling to their wits' end at the inevitability of the calamity. But they look too healthy. The heck? Then shouldn't you be applauding them for managing to survive through so much hardship? I'm an Inquisitor. I'm not some crazy person on a power high who goes around accosting and arresting the civilians of Iberia straight to the gallows. Okay? I have more than enough probable cause to take them in for interrogation. It's just that I don't have the time or energy to explain every single one of them to you outsiders. I promise them a fair judgment, whichever that may be, after a proper investigation. So, stop it with this obstruction of justice. The Inquisitor brandished her rapier threateningly, her voice shaking with frustration. Dante, without the full picture of the circumstances, Faust advises against further antagonization of a local political authority. I agree with Faust. I get the feeling that she isn't the kind of heartless Inquisitor that goes around indiscriminately executing innocents, like Miss May has told us about earlier. I don't think she's anything like the Inquisitors of N-Corp we saw back at Cal. They were right. We didn't have the full picture of the circumstances. Getting in the way of an Inquisitor who was clearly a rather significant political entity in the area was most likely a bad idea. It isn't the Inquisitor's job to answer your questions. Continue to obstruct me, then, as the standoff was showing no signs of ending. Miss Mayers? I can answer your questions, so for now let's do as the Inquisitor says. Mayers, who had been hiding behind us ever since we returned to the village, suddenly stepped forward. Yet, what of thy grandfather? And the villagers? It's all right. I'm sure this is happening only because the Inquisitor doesn't know. What do you mean you'll answer the questions? About the profound silence. Mayer's response to Otis was but a single concept. I didn't quite grasp its significance, but it seemed to surprise the Inquisitor. That's what they call the calamity that destroyed Iberia. Okay. I don't think I have Faust on the team. I might try to put her in. Maybe. Alright, so we did that one. We got another 10 pull in us, hey? What do you reckon? No jump scares this time. What if we do one more roll? What about one more? What about one more? Oh, I got a gold. And it's not a new one. I had to come across it eventually. Had to come across it eventually. What if we just do one more? Dang! I'm gonna have to do up my my lunacy. Plus there are other rewards as well. We have the check-in, which is going to give us a Decker ticket at the end. Next one, trust. Haha, Swaggy. No! I got baited. I got baited, Swaggy. I got baited. So, even if they're not on active thingy, I still get extra rewards, right? Well, what if the next one has it? Yes. Gamba, 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 gamba. You! Decades ago. It's always the next one, yeah. A great wave ravaged through Iberia. It wasn't long before the seaborns carried by the waves diminished Iberia's brilliant civilization to this. Thank you for the self-care check-in at 3 hours. Oh gosh. I'll probably continue this tomorrow. Because we got checkup to do as well. The waves. The profound silence then must have reduced the village to its current state as well. Is there any reason it's called the profound silence? It doesn't seem to be the most appropriate moniker for a calamity like that. It's because the sea went dead silent before the waves came. The silence then claimed ships out to sea, then the cities of Iberia, then the Iberians. No one could say a word in the face of the ineffable calamity. What? Just what are you? Treat? A treat? For me? A treat for me? I have strawberries. Does that count? That counts as a treat. I have lots of strawberries. I have yummy strawberries. I also have kiwi fruit. And I also have mandarins. I'm like on a fruit kick at the moment. But I have the strawberries. I have the strawberries. I has oh. Wait. Why didn't that work? Oh, there it is. There it is. Hey, strawberries. I've been eating. I've been eating strawberries. I took all the tops off before stream. These ones are small. These ones they're small strawberries. They're very small, but they're very sweet, which is nice. They're really sweet. So I shall have some of those strawberries. Thank you so much for the treat. Thank you, thank you. I also have jelly. I have jelly as well, but I didn't really feel like eating it. I had like a muffin with jelly yesterday. So that was really nice. Strawberries. I'm very into strawberries. And the season's just started here as well. As we're in spring. So I'm gonna have strawberries for the next couple of months. It's awesome. They're like $2 a punnet. Yummy. Uncle. No average Iberian citizen should be privy to any of the information you're sharing. Gib, I give you. You can has the biggest one. Swuggy, you can have the biggest one. That one over there. You can have that one. Oh, nummy num num nums. The biggest strawberry. Okay, well, Bear can have the biggest one. You can have the second biggest one, Swuggy. Oh my god, local! Oh my gosh, hello! How's the collab going? I have 2 of the 3 E.G.O.s. I got Faust and I got Gregor. And the Church of the Deep is really capitalizing on the pandemonium that followed the profound silence. 2 out of 4. Well, I mean, no. I mean, 2 out of the 3 that I can pull. I'm gonna get ish anyway, just by doing this stuff, so. Like, I don't count that because I'm just gonna get her anyway. There's no iffiness in that. They pretend to be Ager from the sea, delude the citizenry of Iberia, and are sowing chaos in her lands. So that's why they're arresting the Ager left and right. I can see the thought process, but... So it's understandable why the Inquisitor would want to arrest us. Any troubles with any of the fights? No, I'm going through the story at the moment. I haven't had any trouble. Dante. This isn't good. Sharing that seems to be some kind of a taboo thing, like for the Inquisition. The Inquisitor wordlessly stared at Mayers. Her eyes were filled with traces of anger and confusion, but she's afraid. There was fear in the face of a threat. Not the fear of the terrified, no. It's the fear of someone who's suddenly confronted with something they must destroy. A High Inquisitor once told me that should I come across an Ager who knows too much, that there is a sliver of a chance that they may be of assistance to Iberia. Cease! Thou art threatening the innocent with thy brandishing of the firearm. But most are seduced by the allure of the sea. Thus they are, with little doubt, our foes. I've got a bad feeling about this. Out of my way, outsider. Final warning. Hey, baby. Are you going to bed? Okay. Good night. It's okay. I love you. Night night. Quick on the uptake as always, Roger slung mayors over her shoulder and ran past the villagers, while the sinners scattered in all directions to distract the Inquisitor. The Inquisitor draws her firearm. Ooh, this is powerful. And in the midst of all that action, Don Quixote rushed towards the Inquisitor without a moment's hesitation. Don Quixote! Thou shalt go no further. A fixer of justice shan't abide by as thou persecute them. I, a fixer of justice. Sorry. Forsooth, 'tis a battle delayed, not avoided. This clash is inevitable. In that moment of crisis, seconds before this could irrecoverably make us a new enemy, Monitor? What the hell? Oh, they're so soft. Okay. A large obsidian crystallization in the shape of a monster burst forth between the two of them. Ah! Who is it this time? That's enough meaningless bickering. Dr. Kelsit! Do you know her? Yes, she's Dr. Kelsit. Rhodes Island Medical Department's... Dr. Kelsit behind you! Shoot first, talk later, is it? The negotiations are over. From this moment onward, Rhodes Island is now operating within legal capacity upon Iberian territory under the Inquisition's authorization. The Inquisitor fired a blast of that firearm-looking weapon, but the monster summoned by Kelsit managed to deflect it. And the cannonball thrown from the weapon punched clean through the wall of the building we stayed the night in, before punching through several other buildings behind it. That was enough to instantly freeze the sinners and the villagers on the spot. That penetrated a building. Though their walls may be weaker than the head standard for what counts as building's exterior wall, to punch through so many is... What a precise point it makes. Now's not the time to stand around impressed. It is a violation of a taboo to have that much penetrative power in a firearm. We're not in the city. Don't lose your heads over this. Taboos don't apply here. My head knows that to be true, yet my heart finds it difficult to be still. That is enough of that discussion for now. It is advisable that we carefully observe and grasp the situation at hand, instead of deliberating on a taboo the jurisdiction of which does not reach this far. Yeah, so the situation's gotten slightly better, right? If she's Amiya's friend, she's our ally. Besides, she's got some super powerful looking prosthetic gear looking thing too. Is it meant to be monster or monitor? I think it's monster. I think it's meant to be an S. So I don't know why it wouldn't be a 5 and it's a 3 instead. Is that what you think? I apologize for the disappointment, but I'm not on anyone's side. In other words, your particular denomination ally might not be entirely correct. However, if I must defy my allegiance, then let me inform you that the closest label would be that I am Inquisitor Irene's ally. Dr. Calcet? Amia, outsiders. As much as you would like to deny it, the Inquisitor's suspicions are true. While it can be said that the process by which she reached that conclusion was unfair, the conclusion itself is, without a doubt, correct. So they're actually connected to the Church of the Deep? That is one way to put it. To be more precise, they aren't connected to the Church of the Deep. They are the Church of the Deep. Perhaps the village itself is a dilapidated church of their congregation. Our village? Our church? Just look at our buildings. Where would we even congregate? Your thoughts, Faust? There are not many resources by which we may analyze the decision. However, the fact that Amia's colleague has made the same argument as the Inquisitor brings the accused's defense into question. Yet, I can hardly believe that young Mayers is lying to us. Hold on. You've been chatting plenty with that Inquisition or whatever. How do we know you aren't aligned with them the whole time? I see. You really are all entirely in the dark. An expected outcome, given that all of you may be from a place far beyond the dimensional door. As fortune should have it, there is no need for you to know it anyway. Truth is truth unchanging, without the acceptance from an errant group of outsiders. Besides, soon... I'm sorry. It seems that we've mired you in this trouble. Say no such thing! We shall not abide by as one such injustice is perpetrated before our eyes. The village has already been identified by the Inquisition, and the Inquisition has even brought an ally. It seems quite unlikely that words shall resolve the conflict. But we promise you, we will take responsibility for what is done. We have benefited far too much from your warmth and kindness not to do so. The village chief, with a benevolent look, pulls a dagger from his cloth. And I immediately knew what Calcet was about to say. Take responsibility? You don't have to go that far. Blimey! We are now departing for the sea. Yet, as we cannot bring ourselves to leave you here, I must ask that you join us for this journey. Become our blood kin. What are you doing? Stop! The unanticipated, or perhaps I was simply in denial of this rising dread, ambush did not end there. Damn it! The Inquisitor was right? I love how Musou doesn't make a single sound. The villagers suddenly began shanking the sinners with weapons they had concealed in their clothes. And it seemed that they were coming for me as well. Amia, on your left! Amia materialized, a black ribbon-like apparition, hurrying away the dagger flying in my direction. But another villager rushed in, taking advantage of the opening. The charging villager's back made a visceral, crunchy noise. Someone flung them away. Didn't mean to be this late. Scotty, let me catch you up to speed. I know the situation. This fishy smell was what I went to investigate early. What about the sinners? Unlike Amir and I, who managed to survive the initial ambush, the sinners weren't doing so well. At least we had a silver lining in that the Inquisitor and Kaltzit's quick understanding of the situation and the subsequent retaliation led the villagers away from the sinners. Well, I didn't notice any hostility or aggression. What an odd thing to say. Why would we hold any animosity against you? Why would we intend to kill you? We're not trying to hurt you. We're simply trying to give you a form better suited for the sea. Until we were obstructed. I apologize for our unfamiliarity has caused you trouble, Inquisitor. I won't make a big stink about what happened. What's truly unforgivable is that the heretics tried to take advantage of the ignorance of outsiders to flee the Inquisition. And even if you are outsiders, any lives lost on Iberian soil are my responsibility. It's my fault. I'm sorry it came to this. Wait, lives lost? We're still alive, you know. We can shake off a stab wound like... This is a most unfortunate outsider. Huh? What? Your friends are either going to die or turn into seaborns. The daggers that stabbed them were laced with the flesh of sea terrors. Once that happens, most die, and their survivors become overwritten by their selves, becoming nothing more than another sea monster. What? That's not a very big deal? Everyone was acting like this was it for the sinners, but hey, I should be able to deal with this by turning the clock. It's not that bad. My only concern was that I didn't know what would happen if I tried to bring them back after they're fully transformed into seaborns. The Golden Bough helped deal with the whale's palidification effects, but I had no idea how it would interact with seaborn transformations. We should just kill them before they turn. I know this must be very hard for you, but for... What? Sorry to bother you with this, but can you kill my friends? And preferably in the least painful way, you know? Oh, sorry, was the last part kind of too much to ask? Oh, wait, don't give up already! If we bring them back to Rhodes Island, we should be able to help them. How should I explain this? Guys, can you... Dante, I know what you mean, but I just can't right now. My strength has rapidly deteriorated since the ambush. It's kinda tingly too, so maybe they use some kind of paralytic cocktail? Just trust me this one time. I can assure you that I'm not just giving up on them. But, Amiya, can you understand the outsider's speech? Yes. It's just that they're making a pretty difficult request. They want me to kill all of their friends before they transform into seaborns. Okay. And before we even knew it, Skadi had already decapitated the sinners, none of whom resisted. Amiya seemed to be taken aback by how fast Skadi jumped into action. What are you doing? Skadi? Don't let this spook you. This is just how we roll. The clock turns. Oh, sound. The decapitated heads creep toward the headless torsos, connecting with the threads of blood. The sensation is that of reversal. It feels as though the sinners and I are severed from the rest of the world, rewinding in isolation. Is this rewinding us going back in time, or are we defying the concept itself? This pain is multi-fold worse than the sensation of a straightforward decapitation. The pain is in the heart. As the current of death reverses, I sense a deep, crashing isolation. Their wounds are disappearing? Resurrection. Metempsychosis or time reversal. Puzzling. I have no knowledge with which to interpret this technology. The cost seems to be that the pain is transferred to one who rewinds. But that seems too small a price for such a great power. Though the discussion of whether this can be characterized as power should be explored later. I couldn't stop shaking. All of my limbs were trembling from the icy solitude. Still, I took a moment to collect myself and ordered the sinners. I don't know just what they were thinking, but we should be able to find out once we take them down. You dared deceive the executive manager and try to take their life? Look at Dawn. She is like, yeah, she's raring to go. They're all raring to go, but like, look at this. This is great. Prepare thyself, for thou shalt now pay the price for making a mockery of justice. Yeah, we can't just let this slide, you know. How unfortunate. I had high hopes that all of you would become fine bloodkins. I have top 10 picks that go hard as I know, like really good. Toot toot. Alright. Oh, it's focused. What do these guys do? Alright. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward to me. Oh, him. Huh. I'll see what he does. Oh wait, that's... What? Does she just kind of go under his radar because she's slower than him? Hang on. Is that a thing?
가족을 위해 엎드리도록.
사선이 비었어요.
시야 확보. 쏜다.
Oh, he's got tentacles. Wait. That was weird. That was weird, right? Oh, come here. Okay. Oh, you're below. Okay, hang on. 3. There we go.
사격개시. 한 점만 노린다.
A lot of sinking. Yeah, it seems to be the thing.
꿰뚫려라. 꿰뚫리.
As far as I'm concerned about this, it's more about just don't get hit at the moment.
그 삶의 마침표를.
더러지 같은 놈들.
Nice. Nice. I still want to know. For the first time in battle, consume 1 fewer wrath. So next time I attack, I get something interesting. So why don't I... Wait, what are these? They're unclashable. He's unclashable. So he just goes straight through. Okay. Let's get rid of these peeps. Because they need to be get rid of. I'm missing one. She's staggered, that's staggered. You know what? Let's just do that. Ooh, that's not right. Hang on. That's better.
사격 개시.
Excuse me? What the hell, Roger? She just did not give up. Wow. Strangely enough, their weaknesses also fall in line with sinking.
이것밖에 모르. 눈부시지 않다고 두려워하지 마.
Ouch. 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 That hurt. You got 9 left. Who do I hit you with? I bet her. Oops. I was meant to go that way.
가족을 위해. 따뜻한 피.
Nobody staggered? I mean, a few of the... I think Honglu might be close to being staggered.
당신이라 고통받았어.
이번에 내 피분수
Okay. Cool. Still haven't figured this out yet. Ugh. I have to be so fast. What is the... Is there details? Thank you. Oh my gosh, I did not know that was a thing. Didn't know that was a button. Don't know that was a button. Syncing auto stagger and annoying clashes is this collab's theme. Okay. I must be like, I think I'm only at the halfway point, so must be towards the end that it gets a little bit harder. Consume blah 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 blah. +1. Okay, so he just has to keep doing it. Okay. Well, guess he's gonna keep doing it. Let's go. All 3. Anybody down? No. Cool. You do that. Your defense skill. Actually. Let's just do that. Okay, which one was... There we go. And defense, that's fine.
따뜻한 피. 완벽한 한
Yep,
방을 위해.
beautiful. Ouch. Come on, stagger him. You can do it.
이 검은 이 명예는 빛바래지 않을 테니.
Oh, dang. That was kind of cool. I think this is about a 4th through the collab. Oh, okay. That was pretty sweet. Submit. That was pretty nice. I enjoyed that. I really did.
따뜻한
먼저
He
빠진다.
got done in by an umbrella. Yeah, right, Swaggy? But wait, I think they're heading to... He's running himself into a dead end. Are they seeking refuge at the sea? I was exactly halfway, was it? Huh. Wait, that's where the ship is. That's where they're headed. They're trying to board the vessel, Masas. Wait, but we never told them that the ship was repaired, so how... Ain't it obvious? The whole village is in on it. It ain't a surprise that they'd send someone to spy on us, or they know a way to get the ship floating even in its broken state. Vessel? Masas? Vessel Rebellion de la Masas. That ship is moored at a port in that direction. Wait, it can't be! Irene, who was preoccupied with battling the rest of the followers of the Church of the Deep, who were in hiding, quickly gave chase. But Fabius and the villagers were already aboard the repaired ship, slowly departing the harbour with a horde of sea terrors between us and them. How can a vessel of that size become operational this fast? The exterior, the name, it must have been constructed during the golden age of Iberia. But how are we supposed to chase that? What if we built a raft and rowed after them? Mate, come on. Seas full of sea terrors. It won't get very far before it sinks. Do you see something, Amir? You keep looking in that direction. Oh. The vessel Massa soon disappeared into the mist and the village was left empty, with nary a sign of people ever having been there, as though this getaway had all been premeditated. Leaving only Mavis.
그 정도 화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
Yeah. 7 of 14. And I got 227 of those. Woo! Woo ho 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 ho. Woo ho 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 ho. Woo ho ho. So I only have Honglu to go in the extractables. Hmm? Nope. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. I think my luck ran out, guys. I think my luck ran out. This will be my last one. This will be my last one. Yep. That's it. And I've done over 50 pulls. Where am I? 100. Yep, that was it. That was my last one. Oh, wait. Oh. My brain. Clicky, clicky, clicky. I'm gonna have to do the mirror dungeon to get another 10 pull. But that's okay. I can grind tomorrow. Oh my god, I think I saw me. You got everything at 140? I think I'm close. I think I'm close. Like, I only have Honglu to get. And then... yeah, I've only got Honglu to get, and then I've got to just grind my way up to 1,000 for Ishii, and that'll be me done for that. And this, you know, to be honest, this what do you call it? This event, it's here for a month, right? Which means you can extract for a month, can't you? 23rd of the 10th. Yeah. Yeah. It is currently the 25th of the 9th. So, like, we've got a long time to get these echoes. We've got a long time to get them, to get the E.G.O.s. Someone did calculate. You have 80-ish pulls. I have 80 pulls? Ha. Wah. Wah. Oh, wait. So I didn't even get a single E.G.O yet. Not next one, surely. And I've done over 50 pulls and everything in 150. Oh my god, I think it's on me. So it's a little under a month. Someone did calculate you have 80-ish pulls for the duration of the... That's really good though, right? Considering I got two of the E.G.O s within 100 pulls. That's not too bad. Yeah. Yeah. And like, where am I? So, I have 4 of those at the moment. Oh. I like an even number. You know what I mean? I could not be bothered trying to get 6 more, so here we go. I mean, once I get that 1,000, you know, you get all the tickets that you can get from the event as well. There you go. My chances have gone up. Yes, so I think that's gonna be me for today. I will likely be doing this again tomorrow. Why didn't that do the thing? Why didn't that do the thing? Here we go. Yes, I will likely be doing this tomorrow as well. I don't know, like, considering that took me that long to get to halfway, we probably will be doing the event and then next week going back to check up. Because I think after that it's just, sorry, my voice is really loud because I had to lean down to scratch my ankle and I just accidentally got like right in front of the microphone. I have been really bad today. It's just been terrible. Okay. Think you got ish now too? Ooh, already? You got 1,000 points already, Swoggy? Oh my gosh. What the hell? You're doing great. Oh my gosh. Local. I hope you feel better soon. I hope you get those things pulled out soon. MD hard is 450. You're joking. Like normal 5th floor hard is 450 points. Do you mean, because I have like 200 and something now, I just have to do 2 MD hards and I got Ishii. Yeah, with the 3 egos. Okay, I gotta get the other. I gotta get the 3rd ego, but it's still like not too bad if I only have the 2. I probably have to do 3 runs instead of 2. You get what I mean? With the weekly bonus as well. Yeah, because I haven't done it yet, so I will have weekly bonus and all that stuff. Oh, I'm doing some stuff tomorrow. Actually, I lie. I picked up a shift. So tomorrow's usually my day off. I usually have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. I picked up a shift tomorrow, which is like right in the middle of the day. Like right in the middle of the day. For about like 3 hours. And or however long I'm needed. Could be longer than that. And I'm like, would have been good to have the day off, but also extra money. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Lurkers, I see you guys. Thank you so much for your silence part of the stream. Super appreciate seeing you guys come up every time. I'm going to put a whole bunch of links up onto the page. The ones that I remember. Look, guys, I thought I set these up, but then Turtle kind of just overtook them, and I can't remember what they all are. So the important one is Discord. You got a private link only in the stream because it is a private Discord. And that is the place you're going to find the most interaction with me. It's also like my central hub, so I put all of my like socials there and everything like that. Tap's got YouTube. YouTube is where I put all my VODs, and I'm hoping to do more content. Yeah, I have Twitter, I have Blue Sky, I have an Amazon list as well. If you're interested, please go check out the links. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, let's see who's on. There's not many on at the moment. Not many on at the moment. Also, I've gotten back into Star Rail. Yeah. Don't hate me, guys. I've gotten back into Star Rail. Ow! Tap! We'll see what we can get. We can raid into. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just looking through the list. Looking through. Cotton Wings is also running the event. Yeah, I think Seth is also running the event as well. Yes. Seth is running the event. Or not. I think they're doing some runs now. They've been going for 5 hours. Actually, the better question is who isn't? Yeah. We raided into Kike before. Crown Bun Bun's doing art. Aries Fairies is Night in the Woods. Starlight's doing art. Well, Lumi's finishing. Can't raid into her. Chimaranyan is doing Northgard with like 4 other people. E.G.O.s Song of the something or others. Or we could go see Rabbits again. We could go see Rabbits again. Did you guys enjoy the Rabbits last time? I think it's like a chill thing to go to, you know? Anyway, we've got our raid message. You guys want a song? You guys want a song? There is. I need the lyrics for it though, because my brain hurts. Alright, here we go. Just a quick little song. Because I feel like singing. And I haven't sung for a while, and I need to get back into it. I need to get back into it. Alright, here we go. It's Yesterday Once More by the Carpenters. I don't know the whole song, because it's been a long time since I used to listen to Carpenters when I was a kid. Because my parents are awesome. Hero soon. What? When I was young, I listened to the radio, waiting for my favorite songs. When they played, I'd sing along. It made me smile. Those were such happy times, and not so long ago. How I wondered where they'd gone. Then they're back again, just like a long lost friend. All the songs I know so well. Every sha-la-la-la, every ooh still shines. Every person who finishes Kanto 7 from who I watch has a hero cover. Oh, I couldn't even possibly. It's a great song. It's so good. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it justice, hey. Every shing-a-ling-a-ling that we're starting to sing so fine. Ping's high. When they get to the part where he's breaking her heart, it could really make you cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more. Looking back on years gone by, and the good times that I had makes the days seem rather sad. So much has changed. It was songs of love that I would sing to them, and I'd memorize each word. 'Cause those old melodies those sound so good to me. Every sha-la-la-la, every woo still shines. Every shingling that we're starting to sing so fine. Oh, my best memories come back clearly to me. Some could even make me cry, just like before. It's yesterday once more. Anyway, there we go. That was my attempt. Put the thing in. There we go. Put the rating. Thank you so very much, everybody, for coming out today. I super appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see you again tomorrow. I'll be picking up Limbus again. And we'll see how far we can get into the. Hopefully, we can finish the event. But until then, I will see you later. Good night, good night, good night, everyone. Oh! Also, Pinks, thank you so much for coming out. Hopefully, I'll see you next time. I hope you have a great day.